Hey, there you go. Hi. Welcome to my channel. This is just per usual. We are continuing our playthrough of the Outer Worlds. I'm starting a little bit late tonight and going to end a little bit early tonight as well. But let's get started. There you go. Alright, just landed on the Groundbreaker, just left Terra 2 and what am I doing here? That.
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
I noticed you were in the middle of an argument earlier.
Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs.
I heard you knock someone out with the tossball stick.
The guy insulted my Rizzo's Rangers, alright? You can't just insult my Rangers and expect to get away with it. So, of course, I decked him with a tossball stick. I mean,
Rude.
what am I? Some kind of fair-weather fan?
Rizzo's Rangers?
Only the finest group of tossball players ever to take the field. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting.
And that's when you resolved your differences like an adult, right?
That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah.
Nice.
Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation.
Got any plans?
Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
Technically.
So your ship's got a dark and violent history? This is just too perfect. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time.
I never got your name.
Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
See you around.
See you around, boss.
You learn to keep your eyes to
Stevedore.
yourself in my job. Nobody wants you looking close at their cargo.
That's an interesting name. You. Hey.
Move along.
No. Okay.
Do you mind? I'm trying to file a report.
Sorry. Oh, jeez, he caught me.
What do you think you're doing?
It was a mistake. I was just leaving.
Don't test me,
Jerk.
Do you mind? I'm trying to file a report.
Careful what you smoke.
Oh, Stevedore isn't a name. Ooh. Mr. Ouch. Ooh. Found an ID cartridge to use with the holographic shroud. Okay.
mechanicals all over, but they still got us sweating to move boxes.
Hold it right there!
Oh.
What do you think you're doing? Nice doing.
Nothing happened.
I wonder what that fella did
Wait,
to get the board
reputation
so loud.
decreases even if you bribe? What's the point?
That's quite the impressive list of infractions.
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Do I have to?
Identification, please.
Here you go.
Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably.
Probably. I take it back. I'm not Hawthorne, and that isn't my ship. So I'm stuck here?
Not stuck, per se. You could always throw yourself out the airlock. Of course,
Yeah,
then you
okay.
find yourself with an exciting new problem.
Any idea why my ship was impounded?
Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you probably riled up the wrong petty board bureaucrat. A man named Udom Bedford.
Great. I'll talk to him and
You
straighten
take
him
the
out.
starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
The hell I would.
Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
Her shipment?
A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery.
Ooh.
I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling.
Okay.
Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with?
I'm looking for someone named Gladys.
Defense. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly.
Looking for a drink. Any recommendations?
Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right.
Okay.
You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony.
Can I find a job around here?
Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
And I can't leave. Looking for something a little more local.
Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
How about something long term?
If you're thinking to make a career here, don't waste your time. Full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited, or go to a fellow crew member's kid. Keep it in the family, you know.
How does Halcyon Holdings work anyway?
Are you pulling my leg?
You're around here.
You must be one of them long-haul freighters from outside the colony. Well, I won't hold it against you. Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board.
How does the Groundbreaker fit into that?
Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing. a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are.
The board runs most of the system, don't they?
Yep. Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year.
So there's actually a boardroom somewhere with all these company heads in it?
Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself. Glad to help.
Got it. I didn't think there were many independent operators in the system.
Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either.
What do you know about Sublight Salvage?
They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them.
That's all I needed to know. What can you tell me about Udon Bedford?
He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison.
Sounds like a fun guy.
Really likes his cereals, too. Maybe a little too much. Bit of a weird bird, all told.
Don't see what's so wrong about liking cereals. They're fun.
Udon takes it to an, unhealthy level.
Seems like there's some tension between the board and the Groundbreaker.
You noticed, huh?
The people won't stop yapping about it.
What can I say? We're passionate folks, and the board can't abide that independent spirit, especially not when it might impact their bottom line. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them.
Why can't Groundbreaker and the board just work together?
You sure you didn't just step off one of the interstellar freighters? There's no working with the board. They don't share, not bits, people, or resources. You work for them, or you don't work at all. Groundbreaker cooperating now would be tantamount to joining their ranks, and we sure as shit ain't about to do that.
I'm glad it terrifies them, the bastards. Keep pushing them.
It's a delicate balance, right? We could cancel their freighters' docking privileges in retaliation, but where'd that lead us? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we make do all right. So far, anyway.
Thanks.
Sure thing. Be
Okay,
seeing
bye.
you.
Oh, hi. Don't mind me. Unreliable. A business unknown. Impounded Hawthorne's ship, but no Hawthorne. Wonder what happened there. New mask. This is a joke, right? I'm forwarding this around the station. No one thinks you're real, and if you are, welcome to Groundbreaker, asshole. Rude. Hi.
Hey there. Be seeing.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time nor loitering.
Bounty, you say? I'm interested.
Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the legwork.
I'll take the boasting.
You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head, or his lucky lighter, as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you.
What bounties do you have available?
Still waiting to hear back on that bounty for McRed. That aside, not much else. Groundbreaker's keeping calm at the moment.
Couldn't help but notice the bounty posting on Phineas Wells.
The outlaw scientist fella, right. The board's had it out for him for ages. If you have an inkling of the wheres or what fors of his location, Udon Bedford would surely like to hear it.
Is this Wells fellow a famous criminal or something?
To the board, yeah. You've read his wanted poster. Whole list of things to get their unders in a wad. But he's never done nothing to Groundbreaker, so I've no problem with him. We keep the poster up to keep the peace is all.
What's it like working security detail on a space station?
Do I look like your gossipy best friend? While I'm on post,
Yes.
I take my duties real serious. I would have no qualms whatsoever escorting you to a cell. Understand?
Alright.
I'm not here for a
chatting.
chat. Now get moving before I see you moved.
What's a Mardet?
We're the security force here on Groundbreaker. Started back before the crossing, you know.
Why Mardet and not guard or officer?
The original force was made up of a Marine detachment from the 77th Marine Expeditionary Unit, Trailward Fleet.
That?
Folks started calling us Mardets because it was easier to say. Guess it stuck.
Okay.
Hi there. Haven't seen you around before. What can Groundbreaker Security do for you today?
You're nice. Just getting my bearings. What do you do here?
This is the security desk, sir. If you're here to report a crime, you'll want to talk to Commandant Sanita. I'm not authorized to take incident reports anymore.
Anymore?
I'm not so good at filing. Mix up first name and surname 1, 2, 7 times. Well, folks are liable to start taking your filing privileges away.
Do you do, I don't know, tours or something?
We can't just let anyone walk in here. I wouldn't be, well, it's not... we just don't. Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with Commandant Sanita, or help Chief Tennyson fix this heat, that might warrant a thank you tour or something.
Good to know. We're friends, right, Lee? Do me a favor and I'll owe you one.
All right, I guess. In and out, though. Just try not to do any shady stuff. I'd like to keep my job.
Well, you're about to lose it.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the Scholar shipped in and out with.
Wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Okay.
Graham.
Quietly now.
Oh, jeez.
That's impressive.
Was it me? Prayer beads. Ooh. Mardet ID. Oh,
What do you think you're doing?
I was just leaving.
Just don't make more paperwork, all right?
What? Oh.
There it is. Just yank the drive and...
Eject. Confiscated goods. Prayer beads.
Now that we have the data cartridge, I can finally find out where that scholar I'm looking for ended up.
What can Groundbreaker Security do for...
I could use some work. Any pointers?
Chief Tennyson don't generally hire outsiders for station jobs, but you could try asking at Sublight Salvage. They got an office on the far end of the promenade deck. Anything else I can help you with, mister?
Chief Tennyson?
Chief Junlei Tennyson. She runs the ship. Does a real great job of it, too. Her family's worked on it for, gosh, since it was built, I think. Back before the crossing.
What's she like? Is she a good boss?
Good as she can be, I guess. What with all the troubles Groundbreaker's facing. She could stand to lighten up, I suppose. But she tries her best to do right by folks, and that's what matters.
Why do you want to know that, Parvati?
No reason. Don't you trouble yourself over it, Captain.
That was very convincing, miss. I think your captain almost bought it.
Leading a ship the size of Groundbreaker must be a challenge.
Sure is, but she makes it look easy. She's real competent, our chief, even if she ain't real friendly.
Okay. Whoa, okay, that's a lot to explore.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly...
Politics of spot or toss ball. Why are they aggroed?
Spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors plaguing the surface of Monarch. Anarchists live as one with the surface, lawless,
One-time pharaoh.
unemployed. The board's embargo ensures that nothing can leave the planet and threaten our hardworking citizens. This story brought to you by Halcyon News. All the news that's fit to
Oh jeez.
Hey,
No,
stop
no,
it!
no.
What do you think you're doing?
Nothing. I was just leaving.
My mistake.
Salute. Flaw tutorial. During your adventures, things may happen to your character that can trigger a flaw offer. Taking the flaw is optional, but doing so provides you with a perk. Choice is yours. Paranoid. Repeatedly getting caught by guards has made you jittery, doubly so when roaming around restricted areas or sneaking. Why would I want that? Oh, I see. One extra perk point. Eh.
Gonna head to Vera's darts. Maybe not that order.
Look over there. Yeah. I see. Okay.
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Ads, you say?
Rizzo's Knock You Out Bar. A CCN 76 nut chocolate bar with caramel and pea-free nuts in it. It's
Pea-free nuts.
Ooh, can we rent an upstairs room?
Oh.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Hmm.
Do you have what it takes to defend your...
Sprat! Kill it. These look different.
Whoa!
You're welcome. Ooh. Oh, Gladys. Okay.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought.
Phineas sent me. He said you could send me a nav key to Stellar Bay.
Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now,
Except
I
for
only
my
have the
ship
one
being
nav
grounded.
key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
10,000 bits. No one's ever found my bits lacking.
You've certainly been blessed with an abundance of sass, haven't you? But it's your interstellar currency I'm interested in, not your nethers.
Too bad. Any chance of a discount since Phineas sent me?
Phineas, that old kook. He was quite the dancer back in his prime, did he tell you? Real light on his feet. Real light on the wallet, too. He still owes me a small fortune. Laws. Maybe I should charge you double.
No. Tell me about this opportunity.
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility.
No, that's not me.
Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms...
Let's hear the
Do
details.
you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago.
Why was it abandoned?
Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
Sounds like someone poking into somewhere they shouldn't be got into a spot of trouble.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around.
Maybe it's some sort of automated message?
Edna didn't seem to think so, and I trust the dear girl's judgment. Well, maybe not in men, but she knows her comms. So, like as not, someone's been down there recently. And if someone set up shop in Roseway, I'd wager they got something to hide.
If they're hiding something, won't they be liable to shoot on sight?
Quite the opposite, I believe. Nothing terribly secret about gunfire, is there? If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs.
So you need someone to snoop around for you.
My goodness, aren't you quick on the uptake? I like that. Should you find yourself responding to a certain distress call, and in so doing find yourself in possession of certain valuable corporate secrets, well, then we ought to have a chat over a pot of tea and my famous cookies.
I'll stop by if I find anything.
Law bless your atoms. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done.
What other job do you know
Might
about?
want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfend someone call me a liar.
Let's see what you have for
I've
sale.
got a lovely little throw pillow. Just something I toss together. Like to keep my hands busy.
Restricted stock? Why? Hey, I'm not that far off. Can I sell my junk? Sell? Never gonna use this stuff. It's also not selling for much. Shovel. Impact hammer. Hatchet. Plasma rifle. That's medium. Increases crit damage, firing noise, minus 6.6. Melee attack speed. Why? So close. It's junk. Sell junk. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's not nearly making enough money. Bruh.
gracious. I found a handsome ceramic.
Nice. $38. Energy cells. Ooh, what if I sold this? 147. Yay, 10,000 bits. Okay.
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Care to listen with me?
No. Here you go.
Fantastic. Do be careful with it, dear, as these keys tend to be a tad hard to acquire. You should have a chat with Lilia Hagen in the Sublight offices. She's a dear. You'll love her. Now, was there anything else?
Anything else? Okay. Nothing I can steal, I see.
Okay, keep it quiet.
Mess with Gladys, you mess with us.
I'm gonna be able to set foot on a whole other planet? I know Monarch's a moon. I think it counts anyhow.
Monarch is a wretched hive of terrorism and anarchy. We'd best top off our ammo stock before we leave.
Okay.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Move along.
What's back here? Ring. That looks dangerous. Guess not. Oh. Okay.
You're an artist, Captain.
Quarantine.
You're sure this is perfectly safe?
No.
I'd rather not die early of an infectious disease.
Okay.
myself.
Let's not go there for now. I don't know what that is. I served on 2 corporate freighters before I got stranded here. Everyone's heard my sob story, but nobody's listening to them. I'm just background radiation. Wasn't my fault the captain decided to take off early. Wasn't my fault no one checked the crew manifest. Wasn't my fault they replaced me with a full-timer. I'm a filthy, bitless, and bedless. As far as anyone's concerned, I'm brown breaker trash. That's how I live. That's how I die. Hello? No?
Now see
Okay.
here, what was I doing again?
No idea.
What do
Oh,
you think
jeez.
you're doing?
Nothing. Bye.
Ah, just be careful next time.
Yeah, no problem.
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but folks never knew when to leave. Sorry. Business has been slow. Anything to occupy the time.
How's life on Groundbreaker?
Fine, as long as the board keeps its grubby mitts to itself. Chief Tennyson holds the ship together, the Promenade holds our economy together, and Sublight is the shoddy jewel in our rusty old crown.
What kind of business have you and Gladys got running?
Didn't quite catch that. You'll have to speak up.
Business. What do you and Gladys do here?
Glass ear? Sorry, there's a lot of static on my end.
But I'm standing
Nothing
right here.
to fear. Sorry again. The sound of Groundbreaker's engines has really got to me over the years.
Are you just pretending you can't hear me so you don't have to answer questions?
Huh? What? Huh. Now that I heard.
How does Groundbreaker keep the board at bay?
Our Chief Tennyson has an independent streak, same as her mother and grandmother who rode this ship on the crossing. There's a reason the board's embassy is a glorified shoebox. While Junlei Tennyson lives and breathes, Groundbreaker remains free.
Do you do business with the Promenade merchants?
Of course. Most of our supplies come and go through merchants. Company ships and salvage runs are the only traffic we tend to get. I try and steer clear of that creepy fellow in the moon mask. If there's a cost to being a company man, he paid it in spades.
You mentioned Sublight.
Our local garbage collectors. That Lilia Hagen never met a debris field she didn't like. She freely admits she planted her roots in Groundbreaker to escape board oversight. But I think there's more to it. She's unusual in the head, that one.
Just her. Ooh. Okay. Don't open it. Ooh. Yoink. Where's a rest and go keycard to unlock?
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Yeah, that about does it for me. I hope you had fun. We'll be continuing this game next time, probably not tomorrow, probably on Monday. I'm usually around 1:30 or 7:30 Pacific time. No particular days of the week, but I try to go on whenever I can. So follow me on my channel or on Twitter at JasperUsual2 to get updates on when I go live. Have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. All right, bye.